Ti hei, mauri hora, cha. Brothers and sisters out there, we're here with none other than the most handsomest Māori fella here at Aotearoa, and his name is Edu Whare. Now this is really just a rare moment, brothers and sisters out there. So rare. We got this fella here. He can't go nowhere because he's stuck here in the truck. And I'm going to interview this fella. Now, my bro, first of all, tell all the viewers, what is your tribal affiliations, my bro?
Ko Edu Whare tōku ingoa, ko Ngāti Tahinga te hapu, ko Pukerewa te marae, ko Tainui te waka. So, yeah, my bro, so affiliated to Waka o Tainui, to Waikato, and yeah.
Too much, my bro. Now, I've got my first question to you, bro. You know, we've been doing this mahi for the last 3-4 years. You sort of lose a bit of time, 4 or 5 weeks maybe. What, can you explain to our viewers, to our fans out there, specifically the trucking and transporting side of what it is that we do, what we've been doing in the last 3 or 4 weeks?
Well, basically, the transport side just basically gives you the ability to be able to manoeuvre goods, regardless what it is, throughout the country, and move it in bulk. So it sort of solves a problem that most people have an issue with, getting to and from stuff that comes up from down the country or even into the country or even out of the country. So you're still going to have to shift the goods by transport, regardless. If you haven't got the transport, well, of course, there's a costing on top of it. So in the space of those that the general Joe public might only send parcels, and go to the post shop and might send a parcel maybe once or twice a year, well, that's a good avenue to use. But if you're in a business where you're shifting bulk stuff and you're continually shifting it day by day, having a transport scenario or an answer to that will solve that problem. It's cheaper to do it by bulk, of course, and to have a vehicle to be able to shift it, is a bonus again. So, and if you haven't got any of that ability to do any of that, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to do it.
Because most people, when they only see the product when it arrives, but
that's right.
They don't understand the process and how it got to there in the first place, bro? Yeah. That's quite a big process, my bro, eh?
So there's probably a lot of you that have probably shifted house or whatever. So so when you get guys to come in and pack your stuff and manoeuvre it to, say, from Auckland to Hamilton, ask yourself what the expense to that might have been, and you would figure out that's your costing of the work, the transport, the tax. The GST put on. So that's what you're really paying for, is all of that stuff, the diesel running the truck, the road users. So it's a costing to somebody, and that somebody is normally just yourself or the person paying, because, again, if you haven't got the ability to have the vehicle to shift the stuff, then that's where the cost belongs. If you have got the ability to shift the stuff, well, the only costing would be your road users and your petrol. So you eliminated everything else,
Ooh, what a big mahi, man. That sounds a big mahi. Now, my bro, just want to move on to the next one. For us in particular, it's been no rest. Sort of feels like it's been 24/7, this sort of mahi. And, what are your thoughts, my bro, about the response from the people out there and the response of what they've been seeing?
Well, you can imagine what this COVID-19 has brought, There's been fear amongst a lot of industries, normal Joe public, right across the sector in the health arena, in your workspace. That effectively will change the industry. So the response to a lot of people in what we're doing in terms of delivery kai, it's a godsend to many of them. A lot of people, that we talk to, and I feel for them, because some of them would never expect to be in this position. And they're only in this position not because they've chose to be there. Sometimes they haven't got a job to go back to because the industry they were working on is affected by the other industry that they normally would rely on, that have gone bust. So, that business can't carry on because they needed the other business to compliment what they were doing or support them, you know. So you get that kind of effect, you know. It's not just about losing your job, it's about understanding how the jobs were lost and what does that mean and who were actually the people affected. So it's not just those that are losing the jobs, the employees. Sometimes it's the employers, you know, and the business owners, because they're reliant on other businesses to keep them going too. So majority, a lot of our people are really, really grateful in terms of what we're doing. And bro, we delivered over 5,000 boxes plus picking up veggies and getting in chilled goods and refrigerated stuff. So bro, we've done a lot of work to be able to complement this operation and shifting it by transport, bro. We solved that problem, you know, towards the tribe, and that's been a catalyst and able to enact what this whole process to get it motivated or moving.
And certainly, you know, in a crisis like this, the COVID-19, the opportunity for people and organisations to step up to the plate, you know, that's what this has shown.
Yeah.
Well, how would you rate, my bro, Tainui as being able to step up to the plate?
Well, I think in the term of the crisis, you know, there was a big demand of what was happening. Tainui reacted because, you know, our people were asking of it. Two, you know, our CEO and our people at the top were concerned about our people. As normal, bro, you would expect that, you know, our people are concerned about each other because we best can service and care for them. So, you know, the tribe had stepped in and reacted in that response effectively. That's how you and I got involved in terms of shifting the goods to go and help support our people throughout the Waikato Tainui region. But, you know, the expectation that some of our people need to understand is that the people that also outside of the operation that we do, you're packing the stuff, you know, because of the restrictions put in place, the 2 metre rule, blah, 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 our packers could only pack as fast as they could. So, you know, they were only turning out to about 400 to 450 boxes, 500 maybe a day, you know, and then we'll over 2 days I'll have about 1,000, and then we'll go out and do our deliveries. So, you know, the tribe has stepped into an arena that anybody would probably, it's your guess, you know, how they would respond to it. But having said to that, I think the upside to it is that the tribe responded and took care of as many people, of our people, as they, not all, but as many people as they could, you know, concerning the restrictions that they had. Now, I know there's a lot of whānau that are down the line in that, but, you know, the tribe couldn't service them because of the restrictions put in place, and we could only go so far as essential workers to do our deliveries too, so we couldn't sort of go outside the area and deliver to whānau, say in Tauranga or Rotorua or down in Wellington or Palmerston North, so we were restricted too. So the tribe did as much as it can under the conditions, you know, and I know that we were the only probably tribe that were doing food parcels in a bulk.
Well, given the fact that it was an extraordinary circumstances, required extraordinary way of looking at things, how would you, from your observation, how would you improve the situation?
Well, you know, first of all, and as always, you know, iwi find it hard to work with government agencies, and, you know, we have to, I know some people don't see it our way, but some people say there's the Māoris, there's the Pākehās, but in hindsight, we're all taxpayers, and we should be equal to the same service as everybody else. The only difference is like in some of our deliveries, what people don't understand is that this is tribal money, which grievance money, and some non-Māori have responded in a way, oh, this should be for everyone. Yes and no, and you know, and I, as well as I know, that we have actually given out a lot of food parcels to non-Māori and non-registered Māori, so we've helped out other iwi in terms of that too. So we have gone far and beyond our tribal members and helped out other people, but again, the tribe doesn't get funded for this. It's iwi money. There are other groups out there that have accessed the government funding to be able to do their care packs and that. But not many places are actually doing kai packs, and not in bulk, certainly not in bulk like how we're doing it. So And that's the ability of us to be able to have the transport side.
Too much. Last thoughts, bro, is what's your brief kōrero about to all the fans that have been following the Tiki Edu show, my bro?
Well, yeah, you know, hey, we've got some good things on the horizon. You know, the good thing that we've learnt about this whole COVID-19 is that what we've learnt is that your normal daily lives are going to change. The education system is going to change, which means your children are going to be affected by the way that and how you prepare them every day. The same goes to when you go to work, you know, and your workspace is going to change. So there's going to be different outlooks in terms of what the economy is going to look like, what the businesses are going to look like. We're fortunate enough to be able to identify some loopholes in those industry, in the economy, and you're going to be seeing more from the Tiki Edu Biker Show as the coming months, enter us, and you know we're going to be in a prime position to be able to offer more. And maybe a lot of you will probably end up learning a lot more about both Tiki and I in terms of our ventures. So, and as a result, we're kaupapa driven by this exact same mahi. You know, so we've gone from 2 wheels to 10 wheels, you know, and or sometimes in some case to 18 wheels with our trailer on the back. So we're just really telling our fans, bro, that, you know, you and I can diversify just like any one of you out there. You know, you're not just a mum and dad, or you're not just a person who goes to work every day, you know what I mean? You've got hobbies you want to do, you've got artistic skills that you might want to get back to. You might be a band player or guitarist or drummer that, you know, you just want to get back to stuff and do that makes you happy. And for us, bro, it's about, you know, letting all of yous know that we're no different than you, but hopefully that we find to have fun in situations like this where we can take the best out of an abnormal situation and make it, you know, normal in our life. So many of you that watch us, you think, oh, these fellas having a lot of fun. We actually having a lot of fun, but realistically, we're in a potential danger area where this COVID-19 can actually, you know, outbreak anywhere, and, you know, that's where we come into it, bro.
Too much, bro, too much. Well, tēnā, bro, I rango nā koutou, ngā kōrero mai te waha o te hoiho. You heard it from the horse's mouth, koutou katoa. Anyway, this is us. Kia ora, my bro.
Kia ora, my bro. Mauri ora.
Woohoo!
How was my driving skills? I was pretending I was driving.
Takune mai he tu